Hello, my name's Mel, welcome to my world, and for those of you that are new to my channel, I'm currently turning this Mercedes Sprinter into an off-grid, go anywhere, sleep absolutely anywhere, kind of stealthy camper van. So if that's something that interests you, then please do consider subscribing to my channel. Now today is Wednesday, so I'm going to start a new feature on my channel. I'm going to call it a waffle on a Wednesday. Now, and that is actually a thing. If you Google waffle on a Wednesday, it's actually a thing, so I thought I'd go with that. Right, so I'm going to kick off by answering some questions that are reoccurring. These are questions that come up quite often, and yes, I'm going to start off by answering those questions. So if you have got any questions you want to put to me, then please do leave them in the comments of this video, and I will answer them next Wednesday. I may even go live, depending on how popular this video turns out. So I'm going to start off by talking about Storm Kira. Let's start off by that, because when I first built my van, when I first started building it, sorry, I built the bed first so I could work out how much space I got. But it soon occurred to me that my bed was getting in the way of me getting in and out of the van, because I had to come in and out through the sliding door. And because my van backs onto my workshop, I thought it'd be a lot easier to get in and out the back. So I took all the bed out, but this left me with a problem. Where do I put all this wood that I've pre-cut? So I decided, unwisely, but I thought it was a good idea at the time, to put all my bed underneath the van. That way it'd be out of the way. It'd be dry as well, because I raised it up a little bit. I put some planks across, then you get the idea. So I put some planks across and I laid the bed under my van. Unfortunately, Monday morning the whole lot had gone. Everything had gone. There were 2 bits of timber up on the main road. Not big timber, so it wasn't a danger. It was only like little bits of plywood, which gave me a clue to where it was. But I looked all through the woodland, all through the fields, can't find it anywhere. So Storm Kira stole my bed. So now I've got to build all that again. The problem is I can't remember how I constructed it, so I'm going to have to start again from scratch. So that's my job for tomorrow, trying to figure out how I did my bed. Okay, so let's on with the questions. So these are questions that have been reoccurring. The first one is the trunking in a Mercedes Sprinter. When you get your Mercedes Sprinter for the first time, and people that have got a Sprinter will know this, there's a huge big trunking going right down here, and quite a few people said to me, what have you done with the trunking? I simply took it all down, because inside the trunking there was like these thin little wires, no bigger than my little finger. A small, very small wiring loom going up the back to the rear lights. So I carefully undone it all, took all the trunking down, and then cable tied all those wires to some of the ribs that were in the roof, and simply covered it with my cladding. My ceiling's made of pine cladding. So yeah, and the last bit, it just so happened, was at an angle, and it kind of covers it up. So yeah, I just took all that trunking down. So when I fitted my wood burner, a lot of people commented and said, oh, it looks great, Mel, I really like it, but you should have put a guard here to protect your sofa. And a lot of people also said that this should have been made out of flame retardant material. Well, it is made out of flame retardant material. I just didn't mention that when I was doing it. I should have done, really, just to reassure people. But again, I'm heartwarmed to know that there are enough people out there that care enough to tell me I should have used flame retardant material. It is flame retardant, and so is the foam underneath. And yeah, it's a good point. I really do need to put something here, so when I open the door, nothing spits out and makes nasty marks on my sofa. So yeah, thank you to everyone that said that. But rest assured, all the materials I use in my van, apart from the wood, like sofa coverings, bedding, any curtains I've put up, they're all flame retardant. I always use flame retardant material, and I highly recommend you do the same. Now, talking about wood burner as well, and again, another really nice thing for people to do is, it obviously shows people care, and that means a lot to me. Loads of people constantly say to me, you need a CO2 alarm or carbon monoxide alarm. I have got one. I will be fitting one. Once I've fitted my bed, I'm going to put it above my bed, round about head height. I need to work out where that's going to be yet, so that's why it's not fitted. But I will be fitting a CO2 alarm in here. CO2 or CO alarm, carbon monoxide alarm, along with a smoke alarm and a gas alarm as well. and the gas alarm is for the LPG. It's heavier than air, so it always goes to the floor. So if you're going to fit a gas alarm, always have the gas alarm at the lowest point in your van, and I will be fitting one of those as well. So please don't worry about that, but thank you anyway for those people that cared enough to comment. Now another question that comes up quite often is, especially after I did my flu, as you can see it's stone cold, even though my burner's going, so it's quite safe, but I was told to make the hole bigger, and when I did that video a lot of people commented on my ceiling and how wonderful it looked. Thank you very much. What did I treat it with? Well, I treated it with wood dye, and this is Jacobean oak. It's dark oak. It's one of the darkest ones they do. Yeah, really nice effect, but I've got to say it does look better on camera than in real life. I've got to admit that. Okay, but I simply treated it with this wood dye, and then I varnished over the top as well, which give it that nice sheen. I think it actually needs another coat now. It's nice and dry. It's been dried out a bit more now, so yeah, I'm going to give it another coat of varnish, and I use interior varnish. Whatever you do, don't use something like yacht varnish, which is meant for outside, because it's very high in VOCs, whereas this stuff is low in VOCs. I'll show you the back. This is the label you've got to look for. Please look for this label, if you're, especially inside such a confined space. You really need low VOC paint or wood dye or varnish, anything like that, because VOC stands for volatile organic compounds, and it's really bad for your lungs, your respiratory system, your heart. It hardens your arteries. It does all sorts of nasty stuff for you. And if you've got young children that you're going to be taking away in your camper, you really want to pay attention to this. Now I did a video all about this. I'll put a link up here in this video. There should be a banner popping across right now. If you've got young children, watch that video. Please do watch that video. It's all about VOCs and how harmful they are. The other thing is, another good indicator, I'll just touch on this briefly, is it's all water based as well. So anything that's water based is usually low in VOCs, and it's easier to clean your brushes out as well. And if you drip any anywhere, it's easy to wipe off. So double bonus. So we've touched on that. Now the other question I got asked quite a lot, especially recently, was what colour did I paint my cabinets with? People seem to like it. So I've got the little colour chits here. The dark grey blue is Down in the Night, and that's a special mix from B&Q, and the lighter blue is Monaco Monaco blue, also from B&Q. So that's me wood dye and me wood paint covered. Oh dear, see those VOCs. Right, another question I get asked, especially recently when I've had a video and you could see my battery in the video, is where are the fuses? Where's the fuses for your battery? All my fuses are underneath my seat, up against the rear bulkhead, along with my DC-to-DC charge controller, which brings me on to another question. People have asked me, will I be fitting a DC-to-DC charge controller in this van? Because I did have a regular voltage sensing relay fitted, and I fitted that relay just to keep my battery topped up, because I'm using my lights and my camera. So I had that one kicking around, but now I have actually fitted a Ring DC-to-DC charge controller. The reason I use these is because they are so simple to wire up, really simple, and also because it's a one single unit, it does both jobs, and it works in harmony, if you like. It takes the current from your alternator to charge your leisure battery. It also takes the current from your solar panel to charge your leisure battery. So it figures it all out, which is the best, which is better for your battery, and it really does safeguard damaging your battery by overcharging them. It also has a heat sensor which goes onto your positive terminal of your battery, so if your batteries are getting hot, it kind of knows. It's really smart, a little bit of kit. And if you are new to van building, if you're building your first camper van, I can't recommend these enough. They are so simple to fit. Even if you don't have a smart alternator, that's still a good bit of kit, especially if you're going to fit solar panels as well. It does exactly what it says. It's a smart charge controller, and I'll show you how simple they are. If I show you the picture on the box, you can see just how simple these are to wire up. Let's find a bigger picture. There you go, the big picture. Now some people refer to these as a DC to DC charge controller, and another name for them is battery to battery charge controller. I think they're the same thing. Not 100% sure about that, but if you hear someone talking about a battery to battery charge controller, this is what it is. It's a DC to DC charge controller. I think they're the same thing. But anyway, I'll show you this picture. Look at this. This is how simple they are to wire up. There you go. That's your temperature sensor that goes on your battery. You've got two plugs for your solar panel, your mains battery, and then your leisure battery, and that is it. That's all you need to wire up. So simple. And also the display, the actual heads up display, will tell you how much power you're generating, your solar panels are generating. It will tell you how much power your alternator is putting out, and it will tell you how much power is in your leisure battery as well. So it's all in one, and it's 30 amps, so that's plenty. That is plenty. 30 amps is plenty, unless of course you're going to be running a massive inverter and you want 240 volts in your van. You're going to run I don't know, like an induction hob or something like that. But if you're going to use just normal camper van stuff, including a compressor fridge, then these will do you. Honestly, they are so good. I'll leave a link in the description to where I got this one. This was the cheapest one I could find online. It was £157, just to give you an idea of what they cost. Bearing in mind, if you were to buy a split charge relay, if you bought one in a kit, say, it'll cost you about 80 quid. Then an MPTT charge controller, which is the best type of charge controller you can get for a solar panel, that's going to cost you about 90 quid. So you might as well buy one of these. It's a smart charge charger. It's also an MPTT solar controller. Forgot to mention that. Yeah, so it's a DC to DC charge controller plus MPTT solar controller, all in one. Can't go wrong. Brilliant. Now my next video is going to be up on Friday. It's all about my waterworks, and I've got a cunning plan, so don't miss that video. So if you are new to my channel, do please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and that way you won't miss my next video, and also you won't miss me going live, hopefully, depending on how well this video goes, next Wednesday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you Friday. Ta-ra for now.